Okay, I'm on p74, or excuse me, p74. Sorry about that, of the math homework. Let's go ahead and get started. Mrs. Sod distributes pencils and papers to students in a ratio of 2 pencils to 10 sheets of paper. 3 of these ratios are equivalent to 2/10. Which one is not equivalent? Well, let's just check each one. The ratio that we have is 2 to 10, and we need to see if 1/5 is equivalent. Well, if I divide 10 divided by 2 will in fact give me 5. If I divide the denominator by 2, I have to divide the numerator by 2. 2 divided by 2 is in fact 1. So yes, this is equivalent. Let's try the next one, 7/15. So again, I go back to my original ratio, 2 to 10, and then I'm checking, is that equivalent to 7/15? Well, if I multiply 2 by 3, I'll get 6. And if I multiply it by 3.5 or 3.5, that does equal 7. But if I multiply the top by 3.5, I have to multiply the bottom by 3.5 as well. And 10 times 3 is already going to be 30. And I need this to equal 15, and it does not equal 15. So this is my fraction or ratio that is not equivalent. 7/15 is not equivalent. All right, Keith uses 18 cherries and 3 peaches to make peach pie filling. Lena uses an equivalent ratio of cherries to peaches when she makes pie. Can Lena use a ratio of 21 cherries to 6 peaches? Explain. So our ratio is 18 cherries to 3 peaches. Lena wants to do 21 cherries to 6 peaches. And basically what it's asking is, are these equivalent? So let's see, I can multiply 3 by 2 to get 6. Well, if I multiply the bottom by 3, I have to multiply the top by, multiply the bottom by 2. I have to multiply the top by 2. And 18 times 2 does not equal 21. So no, 21 to 6 is not an equivalent ratio. Okay, what is the quotient? Quotient is just the answer to a division problem. The simplest method on this one, 3/20 divided by 7/10. I'm going to do copy, change, flip. Almost wrote 3/10 again. So I copy the first fraction, use the inverse. The opposite of division is multiplication. And I use the reciprocal of 7/10, which is 10/7. Reciprocal just means I flip it. 10 goes into 10 one time, 10 goes into 20 2 times. 3 times 1 is 3, 2 times 7 is 14. So there's my answer. All right, which of these numbers is greater than negative 2.25 but less than negative 1? Well, I'm going to create a number line. I have 0, 1, or 1, that's positive 1 because it's to the right of 0. Okay, and then moving to the left, I'm going to have negative 1, negative 2, and negative 3. So 0 would obviously be here. 1 is obviously here. Now 1.5, it's going to be 1 and then some. It's going to be right in the middle. There's negative 1.5. And negative 2.5, negative 2 and then some, about halfway. So it's going to be about there. So which of these numbers is greater than negative 2.25? So 2.25 is going to be right about here, but less than negative 1. Negative 1 is right here. Okay, so it's going to be greater Then remember, greater, we want to get moved to the right, and less than -1. Well, that's this point here. And if you remember correctly, that point was -1.5. Okay, number 5. Alicia plots a point at 0, 5 and 0, -2. What is the distance between the points? Here's our coordinate plane. Remember, it's x, then y, and we always do x first, so x 0, so we don't move right or left, and then the y is 5, so we move up 5. This point's going to be right here, and then x is 0, so again we don't move right or left. Y is -2, so we move down 2. We put our point there, and then the distance, well, we just count each little box. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that was -2, 7. So 7 units. They are 7 units apart. Whoops. All right, Morton sees these stickers at a craft store. What is the ratio of clouds to suns? So clouds needs to be my first number, 3. To suns is 2. I could also write that as 3 to 2, or I can write it as 3/2 like that. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.